I don't think I have anything to gain from trying to beat the game on assisted. Enemy items appear in different locations. Screw it, let's do this. At least it's not like Resident Evil 2 where if you play on the A scenario, you gotta deal with that first zombie at the gas station. Gotta get past that one zombie to have any hope of being able to progress and get to an item box with the infinite guns, or infinite ammo guns. Creepy how you could tell it's a dream just by how monochrome everything looks. Like everything has color, but just a very pale color. Also the fact that she has a gun left out in the bathroom of all places.
Gets worse every night. 3 more days, then I can kiss this town goodbye.
What I'm wondering is how was Jill not able to recognize that the riots
What's
were
going on?
caused. Seriously, how did she not know that everything that was going on out there at this time was all because of people being infected by the virus? Because these riots, first it started with a few small incidents that were like the virus was at its core, but like everything that everyone was doing, what was causing the riots, was for the most part unrelated to one another. But it started becoming more and more frequent. But I'm surprised you didn't recognize the signs of it being the virus. I'm wondering how exactly, because the riots have been happening more for more than one night. Oh right, gotta turn the light on. Also, the fact that Jill was gonna wait a whole 3 days from. There were some notes that I remember reading. It was somewhere around here. Oh, excuse me.
Too many pills.
Man, what was she taking all this stuff for? Depression? Had to slip this message to the pizza guy to avoid detection. Enjoy the extra large mega meat supreme. It's all me and the guys. Cause who doesn't enjoy some good old pizza? Pizza with some soup and man, Jill need to learn to do her dishes and take the trash out. Paul's Hamburgers. It's got the word ham in it, even though it's not made with ham. Well, typically burgers aren't made with ham. They're usually made with beef.
Who could that be?
Yo, is that a donut in there? Looks like a donut and a croissant.
All right, I'm coming.
Not a bad bathroom though. Yeah, not a bad place to live. Too bad she happened to have an apartment in the worst place to live in. I'll be moving out at night 5 days.
Just a sec.
I wonder how was she planning on doing that if she knows that Umbrella's got people watching her
Hello?
in the building right across from her.
Brad?
Then how
Is that you?
exactly was she planning on moving out even at night?
What are you talking about?
I don't have time to explain. You gotta get out of there right now.
All right, let me grab my... What the hell is that thing?
Okay. Are the doors in this apartment made out of metal? Yeah, these doors are definitely made of metal. Like, obviously not strong enough to keep someone like Nemesis from getting through. But damn. Let me find a place like that to live.
Gotta get out of here.
Keep them dang filthy zombies out. I can't remember for which game it was, but somebody made a video on why you wouldn't survive the events of Resident Evil 3. Was it Resident Evil 3? It was either Resident Evil 3, 2, or perhaps Resident Evil in general. But anyways, they explained why you wouldn't survive those incidents. Because you got zombies that don't go down easy. You have limited guns, limited ammo, a whole bunch of people who will probably be going crazy from the events, even if they're not affected, who you will have to fight for to be able to get any items or shelter or even guns. And on top of that, you got creatures like Mr. X, Nemesis, and all the BOWs you got to watch out for. And you gotta try to get out of the city in time before the missile strike comes. Man. You know what's crazy is that if Jill had chosen to leave the city sooner, she wouldn't have to be dealing with all this.
You okay?
What was that thing?
Damned if I know. But right now it's got a hard-on for the only two stars left in town. You and me. I'm not sticking around. Just look around you. The longer we wait, the more screwed we are.
this all happen so fast?
I don't know. One fucked up thing always leads to another. It's like our play on steroids.
Arclay's not even that far from Raccoon City.
Hey! Hey, wait! Down here! Damn it!
They gotta be dreaming. How could this many people be infected?
Because again, by this time, oh shit, that zombie was super determined.
Door behind you, go!
I'm sorry, Brad.
Brad should have just kept on running along with Jill. Excuse me. Man, Jill did not have enough time to carry anything else with her out of the Oh my goodness! One encounter with a zombie is instant kill. Oh, I should have used the dodge mechanic. Dodge that bitch.
No way.
I wonder how many uninfected civilians there were in the city when the town got nuked. Also, I wonder how many, let's see. So what I like to know is how many people in the city were still in the city with no way to be able to escape, but they were uninfected, only to die in the explosion when the town got nuked, and how many were able to make it out of the city. Because so far you have like those who were in the city when the events of Resident Evil 3 and 2 happened but made it out. You have Claire, Leon, Sherry, Jill. My goodness, man. My goodness, Nemesis. But anyways, you got Jill, Carlos, Sherry, Leon, Claire.
Jill? Over here!
Whereas Barry and Chris, they were already fighting for the longest time because they've been left the city
But right now it's got a hard on for the only 2 stars left
like
in town,
weeks,
you and me. I'm
like
not
weeks
sticking
before
around.
the incident started. Either weeks or months.
The
I
longer we wait,
can't remember
the
how
more
long.
screwed we are.
How did this all happen so fast?
I don't know. One fucked up thing always leads to another. It's like our play on steroids. Hey,
Man, to think Jill was just taking a nap in her room when all this happened,
damn it!
or while this was all going on.
They gotta be dreaming. How could this many people be infected? Brad! Here they come!
Man, why would you just casually stand there? You should know better than to think that fence was gonna stay up forever. There's also the people from the Outbreak Files 1 and 2, who all made it out. So there's all of them.
Sorry.
Also, earlier I was talking about how, unlike in this game, you don't have to worry about a first zombie you gotta get past in order to finally get to a save area with an item box. I stand corrected. There is a zombie you gotta get past first. There is a zombie you gotta get past first.
Come on, there's a helicopter waiting to take you to safety.
What safety? I'm not going out there!
The parking garage isn't far, I can
The
take
only safe place isn't here!
As fun as this game is, I still like Resident Evil 2 more. Or as far as the remake. Between Resident Evil 2 and 3, yeah, 2 to me is the superior game.
Shit!
Oh, how do you like that dodge? How do you like that dodge? Man, too bad Piccolo wasn't there to see that. Man, car problems in 1998, huh?
It's my turn, bitch!
Nemesis had no weapons on him right there. What I want to know is why Jill didn't think to just try to drive away. Seriously, Jill, why didn't you think to just take the car and drive away?
Hey! Fuckface! Hey!
Now, most people will probably say something like, oh, he should have kept that. But you only get 4 shots with those things. Good luck finding any extra missiles lying around anywhere to shoot that.
I think we're in the clear.
Hope so.
Oh, come on. Who's the dipshit that closed this? Sorry, we're gonna have to go around.
Hey, what do you know about that monster?
Nothing. Never seen anything like it. But it's no zombie. It knows what it wants and won't stop till it gets it. Don't you like that in a man?
No thanks. He's all yours.
Listen, I promise you're in good hands. I'm with the Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasure Service. ABCS for short.
Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You guys are the ones who caused all of this.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you talking about? We're just here to help you. What's wrong with Umbrella?
What's wrong with Umbrella? Oh my god. Your company is responsible for infecting everyone.
Yeah. I don't know anything about all that. You don't have to trust me, but I'm going to the shelter. You coming?
I don't remember that extra bit of dialogue being... Like, when I played through this game on assisted and through hardcore mode, when I got to that part of Jill going on about how it's all their fault, he doesn't really question her on what she's talking about. Like, he usually just skips right to where she doesn't have to trust him, but he's heading to the shelter regardless.
Okay, first things first. We need to get you geared up. Head up to street level. You'll find supplies there.
All right.
Shit, Captain. They really took a chunk out of you.
Nothing that I will miss.
So what, was that dude bitten? That's like the only way I know for sure to be infected by a zombie, is usually to get infected. In other words, their saliva getting into your system. So if he was bitten, then he was doomed from the beginning. Okay, if I'm playing this game on Inferno mode, I'm pretty sure I would know how to play this dang game. Like, that should be just for assisted and... Wait, is hardcore available from the beginning? I don't think so. Ah, sweet. Need to chew my food. See? Wait, is that from the tutorial? Can I turn that off? Display. Let's see, controls. Camera, display, tutorials. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I thought that was just automatic. But anyways, I like Resident Evil 2, the Resident Evil 2 remake more. Well, for one thing, Jill's awesome. She really is. And not even just for the remakes, but the originals as well. I still like 2 more. Most because Leon's my favorite character, even though I wasn't Resident Evil 4 was the first one I played, and that game introduced me to Leon. So finding out that he had appeared in the series earlier in Resident Evil 2, I thought, okay, cool. So that's probably part of why I like 2 more by default. Also, gameplay wise, well, in terms of gameplay, both aren't bad at all. But what am I looking for in here? I'll save. Obviously, handgun's not gonna do me any good. I'll save the Magnum for way later. Whoops. There we go. Okay, so I got the infinite rocket launcher. I got the assault rifle. Also, I want to take with me. Man, too bad you can't really use anything as a self-defense item. Like when an enemy grabs you, mashing the button doesn't really push them off you before they can bite you. All that really does is, like, they'll take a bite out of you regardless. But at the very least, it will lessen the damage. But even that's still not good enough. Infinite ammo. Can't stop me. Although when I first played through this game, just seeing how freaking fast Nemesis is. It's some scary shit, man. Now imagine you're playing Resident Evil 2, and instead of it being Mr. X, it's indeed Nemesis. Wait, what? I forgot what difficulty am I playing this on?
We're survivors. We've got to get that train moving.
Oh yeah, I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, Inferno. Let's check for a pulse. Yeah, he's dead. Even on the hardest difficulty, these things can't stay down forever. Or they can't keep getting up forever. You know what I mean? Amazing how flash grenades are still effective against zombies. I'm gonna go look up on YouTube, see if there's any video where it explains what exactly that woman is saying, other than telling people to remain calm and all that other good stuff. Which I'm thinking that's a whole lot easier said than done when there's zombies out chasing people. Like, you try remaining calm when you got zombies right on your heels. And these zombies aren't like George A. Romero's zombies, who are super slow. And actually, that makes you kind of wonder how it is. Oh dang! Gotta go back and get me a bolt cutter. What was it? The very first zombie film by George A. Romero, Night of the Living Dead, made you wonder why people stayed in that house. Like, if they were smart, how they take the time to look at how slow the zombies were moving, the fact that none of them were running or sprinting or anything, or behaving in a way that be considered intelligent, they'd be able to realize that these zombies are moving way too slow. Could easily run past them. Same thing with the zombies in the Walking Dead series. In that series, it's the same thing. Super slow, just just slowly walking everywhere. It's one of those things where really the only time they're a threat is when you're trying to run. There's a huge group of them, like almost an army, and there's not enough space to run around all of them. Actually, well, I can't remember between if it was Wow Such Gaming or Rono. Yeah, I think it was Ronoac, or Noak. I don't know how to exactly to pronounce his name. But anyways, I don't know if it was both of them, but one of them made a video on why you would probably very likely survive the events of The Walking Dead, simply because of how slow the zombies move and how even even after being infected, they're still not much of a threat on their own, because they will eventually their bodies will continue to rot and degrade to the point where they just cannot move at all. So they'll just be stuck in that one spot waiting for something to come by for them to hopefully infect. And it was said by that same YouTuber that it's questionable how exactly you have all these government outposts, these trained army men, and yet none of them were able to take down these zombies. Slow, weak, and unintelligent as they all were. And I'm thinking, yeah, how were they overrun if the zombies in The Walking Dead are so weak and easy to deal with? Same thing in George A. Romero's zombie films, from Night of the Living Dead to all those various sequels. They really should not have had that much, if any, trouble with those zombies. Hey, there's a red herb somewhere over there. Man, what sucks is just knowing that even with the infinite rocket launcher, the fact that Nemesis can dodge, he can either dodge or even... Actually, I don't think I ever saw Nemesis catch the rockets when fired at him, except for that cutscene. What? Man, I think it was 9. Dang it. Okay, I'm just gonna look it up. Cause screw this. Wait, give me a moment. Wait, where is it? Oh, I didn't save it. Okay, let me see. Resident Evil 3 remake codes and puzzles. Yo, Resident Evil 2 definitely has a more horror feel to it because you're inside a building with little to no power and just the corridors, the hallways, it's just so dang dark. Like SpongeBob said, not your average day-to-day darkness. No, that's straight up advanced darkness. Where even a flashlight isn't enough to really help light the way very well. Yep, nothing else to collect. Holy sh! Oh man. Oh man. Man, this is on Inferno, so yeah, enemy. I forgot about that. Enemy placement being completely different from. What was I saying? Yeah, difficulty modes, assisted, standard, and hardcore. Yeah, it gets difficult, or difficulty changes, and the enemy aggressiveness between those between those three difficulties, it changes. But I forgot to mention that Inferno, with Inferno, the items and enemies is also randomized. Only 7? Well, that's fine. I'm not exactly going to be using handgun ammo anyway. But on this difficulty, that means even a shotgun is very useless. I won't get to use the shotgun if I want to make any progress. But that's just one of the things that made Resident Evil games scary when it came to specific camera angles or predetermined camera angles. The fact that you can't, because the camera angle is locked in at a certain angle, and it makes it difficult to see around the corner. So you really had no idea what exactly. Oh, it's just the radio. So you had no idea what was around the corner. Of course, with Resident Evil 1 and 2, uh, mm, dang, no typewriter. With Resident Evil 1 and 2, because both games, majority of it takes place inside a huge building with small corridors, it's just that feeling of dread because, well, I already explained it. Don't know what exactly is around the next corner. Enemies could appear out and seemingly appear out of nowhere. Not to mention, it's so dark, so you can't see that well unless you're specifically pointing the direction enemies are in or might be in. Which gun was it? This one. Man, I wish it was like Resident Evil 1, the Resident Evil 1 remake, where you could specifically made it easier to choose which part of the item box you wanted to place your items in. Because that's what I did. I would have the guns around the top of the list, and guns, see, first guns, then health items, and everything else would be at the bottom. Green, usually it's red. Weird how they made the crafting companion something you have to unlock. Because in the original game, it's something you find early on in the game. I wonder how exactly they expect people to get through this game on the hardest difficulty without infinite ammo. Because definitely without buying the DLC, I would have been screwed. But then again, I think that's just part of the challenge. Like for those who just really enjoy the challenge, try to get through the game with as minimal weapons and items as possible. Yeah, it'd be kind of creepy if it turns out that was Nemesis pounding on that door trying to get through. Of course, that'd be very uncharacteristic of him. Like, Nemesis is just...
Subway company's offices.
Shut up, Jill. Like, Nemesis is just way too strong for any small door like that to stop him. Of course, Jill was able to stop him just by closing the door on him on the way out of her apartment. Like, obviously just wanted one of the things done for gameplay purposes. Because if it wasn't for that, then Nemesis would have no problem getting through that door despite Jill closing it on him. Man, it's just amazing to think how there's all this stuff going on, yet people like Jill, Leon, Claire were able to make it out alive. I know there was supposed to be a save point somewhere where once you get inside the building, Nemesis will literally just stand there and stare at you through the window. But unlike Mr. X, he will not leave. Obviously, it ain't in here because Nemesis followed me inside here, right up to the Nemesis followed me inside right up to the the door to the safe room. And again, that's only because of gameplay purposes. Otherwise, he would have just forced his way through the door without a care in the world. Like as if saying, hey, this door you're hiding behind from me? Fuck this door. Just break it down if you wanted to. And unlike Mr. X, Nemesis just won't go away. Because he knows you're there, so he has no reason to just walk away and just go roaming around the place for no apparent reason. It really just shows the difference, like, not just the difference in gameplay, but also the difference in the two characters. Like, Mr. X wasn't sent to hunt down Claire and Leon specifically, but just to go after any survivors. Literally anyone. As soon as he sees them, if he doesn't recognize it as Umbrella employees, he will hunt them down. And usually every time when he shows up, it's almost literally just a coincidence when he runs into someone. Whereas with Nemesis, he has a good sense of being able to track someone down. And as he does, what's there around here to collect? And as he does hunt you down, he knows what his target is and will not leave it alone. So he will literally just stay there, just stay right outside the door until either you leave or whatever happens. Like if this was real life and Nemesis was doing that, just an example of just how screwed you'd be. Oh, I don't have any more. Also, this shows the difference in intelligence between the two. Like Nemesis acknowledges that he was created specifically to hunt down members of Stars Alpha, or anyone who's part of Stars. In the original game, he killed Brad first, whereas in this game, Brad gets uh, Brad gets infected and becomes a zombie. So, that's already just one target down. The job already done for him. Hey, wasn't there supposed to be a part, right? Like, I remember seeing on YouTube a part around here where Nemesis comes through the wall and attacks you.
It's not in here.
Well, I'll probably remember eventually. Although it is later revealed that part of what allowed Nemesis to keep hunting down Jill part of what allowed Jill to or Nemesis to hunt down Jill was thanks to freaking Nikolai of all people constantly setting up events so that Nemesis was able to find Jill. Thus making Nikolai a secondary antagonist. Which makes me wonder, if it wasn't for Nikolai, just by how much would that reduce Jill running into Nemesis? Also, would that allow Jill and the others to use the train to get out of there without everyone on the train getting killed? Damn it, Nikolai. Man, y'all heard that rumbling, right? Too bad there's nothing I can use that'll help me find where all the notes and all the written notes and everything that everyone left behind are all located. Like this. Electrician's notice. That's like the only time you run into dogs in this game. Again, just part of why Resident Evil 3 just feels more action-oriented. Or Resident Evil 3 is more action-oriented. Like, not to the same extent as 5 and 6, or even 4, but more so than 2 and 1. Whereas 2 and 1 are the more slow-paced. But by this point, Jill's a veteran, so she already has experience fighting zombies. So I guess the whole point of the game being more action-oriented was to reflect that. And the fact that unlike 2 and 3, unlike 1 and 2, 3 is supposed to be where everything has just escalated towards all-out chaos everywhere. Fires breaking out, obviously you can tell people's just cars running into one another, blocking the roads. Damn terrible ass drivers in Raccoon City. So realistically, there wouldn't be enough time to explore or anything. Like you just gotta stay constantly moving, especially when you got a creature that's actively hunting you down that seems to know where you are at every step of the way. Not to mention, there's also the sense of feeling of being rushed because, well, you are when you find out that there's a missile coming to destroy the city. So just all these factors as to why it's more fast-paced, why you're rushing to get, because you're trying to get out of there as soon as possible, not just so you can survive the creatures trying to kill you, but also because there's not exactly far enough you can get on foot anywhere inside the city, because they even say in the announcement you will not survive the blast once it hits. And even if you're hiding somewhere underground, you're screwed. And nothing. Right, isn't autosave supposed to be turned off?
Smells like... Oh, I don't even want to think about it.
Terrible, ain't it? It was starting to look like Chad was never gonna come back from his round, so I poked my head in. I poked my head in there, and fuck me. Next thing I know, I got some kind of maggot squirming down my throat. Dude says he was gagging and heaving, coughing and chucking. Little bastards didn't seem to mind none. They just won't come up. My grandma once told me that green herbs are a natural bug detergent, so I grabbed one, shoved it down my gob, and swallowed. And what do you know? The little things didn't want to be in there anymore. And everybody's so happy to throw up. I'm gonna head back out there to look for Chad. If anyone sees this, remember, eat your greens. Well, I'm wondering is why for what reason did they have to go down there anyway? They should have known it's not safe to go in there with those freaks running around in there. I wonder if this one's Chad, or the guy who went to go look for Chad.
Oh my
Dang
god.
it. I'll come back for the handgun ammo later. Don't even know why. I already said I don't intend on using handgun ammo. I am... Do I want to use the... No, because it may have infinite ammo, but it doesn't. It's not an instant kill. So not exactly useless, but not useful either in group settings.
Gross.
I wonder what it is that makes green herbs natural bug deterrents. Yo, how the heck? There's no way these things, whatever the hell they are, no way they were able to do all this in just a few hours. Like this amount of whatever the hell they're covering these walls with. It looks like the kind that would take weeks just to cover this much. Unless they're like bees, in which case they never sleep or anything. They just stay working constantly. So hit me. Good thing I don't have to hit these things directly. Done electrocuted myself. Darn. Damn little creeper. Good thing they don't hit you with any kind of heavy attacks. No insta kills or nothing to worry about. Trying to sneak up on me. Yo, I am progressing through all this so dang fast. Well, I did just beat the game yesterday. Freaking hardcore mode, man.
Hell out of here.
Unfortunately, there's no higher difficulties to play on in 2.
Come on!
Man, it's like they know what you're planning on doing, don't want you to accomplish that. Man, wouldn't that be scary to find out that things like the G virus and all the other virus variants were somehow capable of increasing each of these creatures' intelligence to the point of being almost human-like? Kind of reminds me of that one part of... It's over here. Kind of reminds me of that one part of Metro Last Light when you're going through the underground tunnels and you gotta deal with those big ass giant spiders attacking you.
Okay. All that leaves is the main power switch.
You know, one thing I never thought about much was where exactly all these people be living at throughout the Resident Evil games. Like, Jill obviously had to have moved somewhere. Apparently, I forgot something over here. I destroyed your main nest. Y'all should be dead. Man, they're coming out way more frequently. Worth it. As for the UBCS mercenaries, I do wonder how much they were... No way! I know I had more than enough health where I should have been able to survive that. Ain't that a bitch? If you see it crack, watch your back. Oh, no way! Time is it?